It's always a pleasure to share and to get your feedback as much as possible. That's one of the things that really excites me about creating these videos. It's expensive to create, if you know what I mean. For those of you out there who are content creators, who are adding value beyond the scope of what you earn, what you anticipate, your anticipated earnings, but you just feel the urge and the need to ensure that you are giving people value beyond measure. Sometimes you don't feel like it, but you just have to create the content, put word out there, and ensure that you're also adding your voice to the happenings around the world. The world would definitely not be a better place without you, our viewers out there. So once again, I'm sure you know my name, but just in case you don't, I am Joseph Obo. People call me Nigerian Company HR, some call me a whole lot of other things, but for the purpose of this video, I just want to welcome you once more. So yesterday, I had a very turbulent day. I went to, I was running an errand, or I was on an assignment that required me to get certain things done within a certain government agency. In fact, you know how Samson had to jump in front of, how he tore the lions, how he did a whole lot of things. When he was in his comfort zone, I felt like I knew that agency very well, only for me to get there and they were like, oh, come on, you can't go inside today. You can't go inside. You need to have somebody on the inside before you can actually come in. In fact, somebody has to drop your name. That happens a lot across a lot of government agencies. You go places, and because of COVID and all the challenges that COVID has brought our way, people need to know that you're not just a loafer, you're not loafing around. They need to be sure that you actually have a business to get done within that particular agency. So I walked up there feeling very proud, well-dressed, thinking that I was just going to step in, get what I want, and I'm out. And they popped the question, is your name at the gate? I said no. I said, why should my name be at the gate? I want to see this person. I want to say, okay, call the person. I said, I don't have the person's number. They said, sorry, you can't go in. I had to plead. I pleaded, but finally, they still wouldn't let me go in. And I said, this is a place that I've been coming to for like the past 3 to 4 years, or even 5 years. And it didn't even occur to me. It didn't occur to me, painfully so, that at least I should have built relationships on the inside. In fact, today you can title this video Relationships, Inside Relationships, hardcore inner relationships. I thought I missed a great opportunity to have built relationships on the inside of that agency. I waited. I spent almost 6 hours waiting outside, and I was like, nobody's going to get anything I wanted done to be done if I don't try to make a scene. So I noticed that some people that didn't even have anything to come and do there, they will call the person will drop their name, they come in. People were moving in and out. Even people that I felt, okay, of course, an assumption, lowest form of intelligence. But anyways, I assumed that, okay, I may have had something more important to do than some of the persons who were actually going into that venue. At the end of the day, I couldn't set my feet in, and this is a place I've been to for the past 5 years, almost on a weekly basis. I knew people on the inside, but I didn't have their contacts. So when people talk about, okay, having contacts, you need to have contacts in places so that when you want to go there, you can easily leverage on those contacts to get things done. The reality of that statement actually dawned on me for the very first time. And I say this just to encourage somebody out there, and of course encourage myself. I think the first encouragement needs to go to myself. I'm encouraging myself by this video to make it a point of call and a point of duty to ensure that when you reach out to places, when you reach out to people, you have to be very deliberate about building relationships, because nothing really gets done without the right relationships being deployed in your interest. So when next you walk into a place, no matter how small that place is, try to build rapport with people, try to relate to people, try to get people's numbers. You never know when you might need them. In fact, while I finished my youth service so very many years ago, I worked with a certain boss who actually showed me, he modeled how to build relationships. Then we would go to several government agencies, several international agencies, and as soon as he got there, in fact, it's like people already knew him, and I was more like managing part of the PR that he was doing. We were always doing the PR, you know what I mean? Like, you get to a place and you just have to do PR. You have to make people understand that, okay, they have your souvenir, they know you, they keep your brand in mind, they keep your memory in mind, you know. He knew how to build memories. That's my boss now. He built memories everywhere we went to together. It almost felt as if these guys had known him for a very long period of time. But permit me to say that they need not have known him for that long, but he always left a lasting impression on their minds. He would take numbers of gatemen, he would take numbers of cleaners, he would take numbers of secretaries, he would take numbers of people that you would feel somebody of his caliber and stature. And of course, this boss I'm talking about, he was at the time the House of Representatives Committee Chairman on Media and Public Affairs. He was also the spokesperson for the House of Reps Speaker at the time. You know, so he was high up there and he could still identify and relate with the so-called down there. But you'll be so shocked that those things that will look like as if they're actually down there may actually be the solutions to certain answers that we seek. So it just kind of gave me a food for thought yesterday, and I felt I should really put this out there so that for those persons who have been like me, careless, can backstep, can retract their steps, and can begin to think of how to right certain wrongs. Don't ever walk into any building without having another foot inside of that place. And what I mean by that simply is you have to relate upward, you have to relate sideways, and you have to relate downward. Whatever that means to you, get to work, get it started, get it running. And till I come your way next time, I remain Joe. See you very soon. Thank you.